Season's greetings and welcome to another episode of Two Balls and a Mic. Today is a very special edition of Two Balls and a Mic as I, Tony Sanchez, will briefly take you through the process that I've been going through these last couple of years. We will get to my trusty co-host, Alejandro Gio, yes, senor, in a bit, but I just want to make sure that I'm clear when I'm letting you know, having covered the sport of soccer here in San Diego for the past 4 years, that you hear from me. And I want to make sure that it's crystal clear that every decision that I've made up until now has been in the name of Two Balls and a Mic and the brand that we want to set forth. It's been talked about with Chiva, my family, and I do a podcast here out of my family. A media outlet has been born, but it's come to that time where I think that it's honestly been enough. There's been backlash. There's been backdoor conversations. There's been phone calls that sometimes make you want to take a step back. And it's come to that time where the transfer window has closed for the USL Championship. My eligibility for a one-day contract was not pursued, maybe not by the lack of finances, the professional inability to come to a negotiation, so much so that a friend of the show, Ricardo Campos, had to leave the organization and join MLS, maybe for a bigger budget, but none of that matters anymore. I am here to announce that from here on out, I am retiring from any sort of playing soccer from here on out. No one-day contract will be reached. No agreement for any professional hopes of becoming a professional soccer player, at least for the asterisk. And as much as it pains me, it's come to that time where after 27 years of not declaring my retirement, it's come to it where in order to bring the absolute best journalistic integrity and for the Shield, it's time to step into a new light. As a journalist, as San Diego's voice, as one of the individuals that actually cares about the sport in the city and beyond, if I have to renounce my fandom of the sport, then I also retire from that. This is a new era for myself. This does not exclude charity matches, as you will still see me in action. Check out your local San Diego Soccer's halftime listing. With that said, I now take you back to regular programming. Thank you. Enjoy. Welcome to Two Balls and a Mic, episode 191. We are back once again here in the studio with a jam-packed episode. We're going to talk everything San Diego soccer and everything that does entail the coverage of said sport here in the city of San Diego. MLS, SDFC, San Diego Football Club will reveal their name, color, and crest coming up October 20th. Find out how you can be one of the first exclusive people to hear what San Diego Football Club is going to be named. We're also going to go ahead and talk about all these meetings. There have been supporter meetings. There's been listening sessions. We're actually going to hear somebody who's been part of this process all throughout in many iterations in Jerry from MLS. Not that Jerry. CONCACAF 2 Jerry. We're also going to go ahead and talk about San Diego Loyal. And then if tie with Las Vegas Lights, they go ahead and take away a point. Crunch time is here. Not everybody was happy. No one was happy with that 1-1 result. We're going to talk with Alan Underwood. And on top of that, we're also going to go ahead and give congratulations to the great Shannon McMillan, World Cup winner, Gold Cup winner, and now newest member of the San Diego Wave organization. What that's going to mean and all that fun stuff. Chiva returns from Puerto Vallarta.
And Sayulita.
Cool as a cucumber.
Oh, man.
Tony Sanchez here after a 13-hour shift at work today.
You care too much about work, man.
13-hour shift.
That's wild.
I
Estamos bien fuertes. ¿No te hace el volumen?
don't know.
Okay. Yeah, dude, I got sunburnt, but it was worth it. It was nice. I'm very excited to be back home. It was a nice vacation, but...
He must be the only one that's glad that you're back. Hello.
That's fine.
Oh, season's greetings, boy.
No.
Eric joining us. Some of you might think that's a cop out. No, like it's part of a literally. This is my TV show. I can do whatever I want here. Look.
Yeah.
Look, this is
So you're done playing. You're done playing. Absolutely no pickup games, nothing like that. Just charity. Soccer's invite you for a halftime game. That's it. No more Barcata?
When I say that I played soccer, it's because I've been in the game and been part of the game for over 20 years. In whatever iteration it is putting my body on the line, just enjoying it for me.
Mm-hmm.
For many reasons recently, I've stopped enjoying what I really liked because there is a sense of responsibility that it's really cool. It's really, really fucking cool. To the coverage of soccer in San Diego. It's come to the impasse that in order to move forward and move this process forward, move San Diego Punto Futbol forward, they say perception is reality. If the perception is of such that in order to be considered a full-time, legitimate, major league outlet of soccer in San Diego, there are certain steps you got to take. There's certain looks you got to have. There's certain things you got to do. Okay. There's certain lines you got to follow.
Okay.
There's certain things, certain rings, certain brass tax that needs to be paid.
I got you. Okay. So you can't play anymore.
So that, amongst other reasons, is like, yeah, no, it's tongue-in-cheek of like, yeah, I'm retiring for soccer.
AKA las rodillas.
The one, yeah, no, these knees cannot, like, oh, man, the hill killed me, these day games. If there's one thing I'm glad that Loyal's just ending is Sunday day games. Jesus, like, whew, if I never have to go through one of those again. I do want to thank everybody who's tuning in. We have Paul, we have Nick, we have Sammy. Hey, what's up, Sammy? Here, I'd love to get you guys' take about these supporter meetings in the MLS. We'll get us started here. We do have a guest that will be coming on shortly. Will I be able to keep the straight face? I did keep the straight face,
you did
Jeremy.
Good. You did really good.
But in any case, it's one of those things where, like, okay, cool. I don't want to ever be confused with any type of fan media.
I think our boy just joined as well.
I don't ever want to be considered anything but
Go Birds,
utmost professional.
Jason says, "Go Birds."
Go Birds. Go Birds. I want to be a journalist.
Go Birds.
But look, there is a reality to that, right? Like,
yeah,
it's one of those things where we're different. We're building something that's hasn't really been built. People are trying to take pieces of things here and there. People are trying to, put together what is San Diego, what is soccer in this region, what is this? You see this background, right? Like this isn't a fandom. It's an admiration for what's been built here in the city of San Diego. You have Wave, you got the Chawas, you got the locals, you got the founding USL unnamed 2020. You got whatever's gonna come in 2025. That MLS scarf is gonna change. it's all an amalgam of what's been built in the city of San Diego. And I truly think that in order to represent what's been built and what people want, we have to remain to ourselves and who we are, right?
Absolutely.
It's we get counseling. We have a Jedi council of ESPN reporters and pals who like hit us up and give good advice because we do take this seriously. And we want to make sure that that doesn't ever get put into question ever again. So if I have to stop saying that I'm getting a one-day fucking contract from San Diego Loyal before they close in order to consider myself a professional soccer player and maybe raise the gravitas of my resume and to, like, hey, I was a professional soccer player, for a day, but whatever. Like, but if it's between mamadas, like,
Oh well.
oh, well.
Oh well. So as of now, you're just a journalist, soccer journalist here in San Diego.
Soccer journalist is short
reporting
there.
for duty. But I know it's interesting how some things you just gotta play games and jump through hoops sometimes, but it is what it is.
And it's fine. And I love
it's
the
fine.
game.
It's the
And I
game.
love
You do,
the game.
You do love the
I
game.
love the game. I love it.
Wait, which game? Soccer?
And well, I guess not anymore.
Oh.
And recently, like, I've been feeling that, like, I've always been able to separate my emotions through that, and I'm good at that, right?
Yeah.
We'll get to it in a little bit, but as we have Jerry coming in here in a bit to talk some MLS, at the Ale Smith watch party, one of the biggest moments of the history of San Diego Loyal and Xavi Nalati, the boy wonder,
The boy wonder.
the boy genius, came in and scored a brace to save San Diego Loyal's hopes of maybe having
We're
a
gonna
playoff
talk
game.
about that.
We're gonna get to that 100%. But like when that happened, the first goal was like,
wow. Yeah. I saw
and
your
then the
face.
second goal, I was like,
Oh shit.
where I should have been losing my mind. Where I'm now separating that fun and joy. It's difficult for me to be able to look at things objectively and not passionately and have a sturdy head about it, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about everything that gets to that. We do have unfortunate Arsenal fan extraordinaire, Jerry, here joining us. Before that, I want to get to a couple of comments here because, again, I did swindle a couple people.
Shout out to Esteban, always tuning in. Esteban, what's up, man? Nick Duffy, who's watching instead of going to class.
It's John Cena. Yeah, I appreciate you. Sorry. We're going to find out what San Diego FC will be named. Yep, we're going to find out what San Diego Football Club is going to be named. I'd like to apologize to absolutely no one. Sam is absolutely right with that one. Can we just talk about Chavi's goal for an hour? 100%. I'm pretty sure
We will.
Alan
We
will.
with Alan, for sure.
There is some important MLS stories to kind of follow here. But here's the thing. San Diego MLS is here. I've told you before, when we knew that this was going to happen, we need to set this up for being major league. All right, cool. Let's find out. Let's find out the stories. Let's find out like what they're really about, right? Like if they're about it, if we're about it, be about it. How is this coming together? You were part of an episode that was unreleased. Because you're literally part of it. You were playing at Barcata down at Chicano Park, and they came over, and you just happened to be there. Like, oh my God, they didn't use your footage because por feo que estás, but it's fine. And then I believe the second or third episode was over at San Diego State, where there was a call, and I'll go ahead and bring in right now from the Zoom, Mr. Jerry. I'm going to go ahead and have you introduce yourself. Jerry, first name, last name, and favorite ice cream.
Well, technically my name is Gerardo, but I go by Jerry.
Oh, there we go.
And last name it's Mesa Medina, and favorite ice cream. It may sound boring, but it's vanilla.
If you can nail vanilla, you can nail any ice cream. You
Yeah,
get
straight
my
up.
trust.
Straight
You
up,
get my
yeah.
trust with that.
Vanilla's underrated.
It really
It
is.
really is.
It really is. Like those basic flavors just hit. I mean, talking about basic, man. Arsenal, man, as basic as it gets. Anyway, no, I'm kidding.
Killing it. Killed it in Champions
But
League.
Jerry, thank you for joining. We've been meaning to kind of have this conversation for a little bit, just because you were featured on one of the videos from the San Diego FC MLS team, whatever they're going to be named. but you were featured for that at San Diego State. You helped put that together. I'll play the video here when I find it, but could you just talk about how that came together over at San Diego State?
Well, I saw the San Diego FC Twitter account post, "Oh, where should we go next?" And I was like, well, I just put in the replies of San Diego State University because I used to go to SDSU, actually graduating there in criminal justice. And I just posted SDSU, and then I don't know if you guys know her, Lore, who was the social media manager of San Diego FC, hit me up, and she was like, "Oh, what? When can you get a group of people and then meet over there?" And I was like, "Cool." And I just reunited. I was supposedly 15 people were supposed to go, but at the end only 9 people went. Like my best friend.
It happens.
It
La
happens,
hueva, or
yeah.
somebody's lazy. Nah, it's,
Yeah, I know. I invited my best friend. I invited a couple of few guys as well, and then they brought in people. And yeah, I liked it, even though I kind of got a little bit of canceled by the San Diego Wave fan base.
yeah. We'll talk about that here in
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it, honestly. Like, it was surreal when Lore hit me up, and I couldn't believe it because I'm not gonna lie, I have never seen MLS before, and I always said that I was gonna see MLS once San Diego gets a team. Though they're about to now, and yeah, I mean, it was amazing.
And that's the reality of it, right? That's a lot of raza, if I say, where we're a lot of people are not fans of MLS, and because they didn't really have a team to follow, and that's gonna change now, and that kind of changes the mentality of a lot of people here in San Diego. But yeah, you were in this episode, and I mean, were you excited? Were you nervous? I mean, you had your friends playing. Like, I mean, again, this is what soccer is about too. Just hanging out with your buddies, shooting penalties, shooting free kicks, just hanging out, kicking the ball around, and that's also the same as going to a pickup game or anything like that.
Yeah, and actually, I invited a few friends of Twitter that I didn't know in real life. Actually, that guy who has the US-17 jersey, I didn't know him in real life.
That's sick.
I just did a San Diego group chat, and I invited him, and I invited another guy who had the Leon jersey, but unfortunately he couldn't film nothing because Lore did tell me, "Oh, you can't bring another MLS team jersey, obviously, because we're promoting a team." But
Interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's very interesting. Actually, you mentioned that just because there's nothing to compare it against just yet. Like, why not promote that the league is here in the city already? But again, you couldn't really choose a team. That's very interesting. No por buenas ni malas, but that's very interesting. But sorry to cut you off, Jerry.
Oh yeah, and like I said, my friend had a Leon jersey and he couldn't film anything, and it's understandable because at the end of the day, we're filming a team. And I did tell the other guys, "Oh, you guys can bring any European jersey as well." They couldn't. A friend of mine had an Arsenal jersey, and he couldn't. I was upset about that. I'm not gonna lie. But
Interesting.
yeah, I went with a San Diego State just T-shirt because I knew I like me lo imaginé que se iba a venir.
Yeah, and I mean, you're asked to put something together, and why not? It's an opportunity that you're going to get out there and really talk about something that you know of, and that this is what they asked, right? Like, we want to see where the people play, where the people are what the people are doing, and that's very interesting. Yes.
What was this the video that got taken down at first?
Yeah. So, Jerry, you got canceled, you said, on Twitter because
How's that, man?
we might have had something to do with that, honestly, and I'm sorry.
With no
because-
ill intention, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Nothing against you.
It wasn't
nothing
even
against
you.
anything
It was
you
it
said.
was it was your friend, right? Just like, hey, dude, like, there's other soccer in San Diego, and I think that's kind of like the comment that just got steamrolled into something.
And I think what we meant with that is, like, no disrespect or anything, but it's just a lot of people don't know that there's other soccer in San Diego, even till this day.
Yeah, to this day. But how was that? Like, what were people saying? Like, were they going after you? Which, if they were, like, not cool. But what was that like?
It's because like when we were filming, they did ask me, how do you feel about San Diego finally having an MLS team? And I was like, coming up with a brainstorm. There was no script or anything. That all came from me, by the way. And I was like, oh, San Diego has never had a team in soccer, but I was referring to MLS. Obviously, I knew about loyal and wait, but like, yeah, I should have, you know, lo hubiera pensado dos veces, but yeah, I did get canceled on Twitter by the San Diego Wave fan base. And I was at first I was like, playing with it a little bit. I was like, I responded to a guy, oh, I'm sorry, I said what I said. Then I started seeing that it got a little bit serious, and I was like, oh no, like, hey, that
Yeah.
wasn't my intention. That
Yeah.
was like, I'm literally referring just to MLS. I didn't want to offend anyone. And I see this person, I think it was Stephanie, her name. She replied to me with a big paragraph. I don't remember what it said,
How dare
but
you?
yeah, I know I got a little bit of I got canceled, and I even hit up Lore, hey, is this going to be taken down? And she was like, well, most likely it will be.
Mm-hmm.
And it got taken down and got edited. So yeah, I'm just glad I'm still there.
You made the cut, man. I didn't make the cut in the one that I got recorded. But, I mean,
Yeah, you got a whole interview.
it is what it is. It's fine. Yeah, man. No, it's very interesting. The people hitting you up or anything like that. Obviously, you didn't have any bad intentions with what you were saying. At the end of the day, you're not wrong. But Tony,
Yeah, no, I mean, and I guess still kind of following the process. Really quick before I let you go, thank you again for your time, Jerry. Are you going to be there October 20th when San Diego Football Club reveals their name?
Oh yeah, of course I plan to be there. Unfortunately, I couldn't be in the last two meetups because of family matter stuff. But hopefully, no. But most likely, I'll be there on October 20th. I have to be there, of course.
So what?
Will you guys?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for
what do you
sure.
What do you think about what you've heard so far? One last question.
Well, what was that?
What have you thought about what you've heard about in the first session or the second or the session that you've been to?
or anything you've seen in social media so far.
Yeah,
them.
from your San Diego soccer team in La MLS.
Well, I haven't had a scoop of anything yet, but hopefully, I hope the colors are red and black. I know Cholos already has it, and it's like El Equipo La Frontera, and that's my Liga MX team.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully, because I mean, Snapdragon Stadium is connected to San Diego State, so
Very
yeah.
true.
I actually wanted to get a scoop up a little bit, but they were telling me, no, we signed an NDA, we can't tell you nothing. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, they're very tight-lipped with that. They don't like it when people figure stuff out like that. But it's all good. But we're all gonna find out October 20th. Jerry, again, thank you for your time, man. I just wanted to get that perspective and try to get that voice out of people who have been there, people who were in the process, people who have been to the supporter group meetings, just to get your take. And I mean, ultimately, you're excited, right? Soccer in the major league in San Diego.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, I even actually put this tweet out like 2 to 3 years ago. Oh, I'm not gonna watch MLS unless San Diego has a team, because I do have a lot of friends from LA who are LAFC fans, LA Galaxy fans, and they were like, "Oh, why don't you support us?" I'm like, "Well, I don't feel connected to it, honestly."
So, do you see what would happen if you see any sort of like in the rollout, in the actual branding or in the style or anything like that's just like this is like LAFC light.
Oh yeah, because the president used to be with LAFC.
But no más por eso, but like the closest one is the sister city of LA. I mean the Padres had blue and gray for a while. I didn't like it.
Well, we'll see, but that'll be a cool jersey, honestly, down the line.
Hell yeah, no, 100%.
It will be.
Start working on names, guys. Start working on. I mean, they have El Tráfico. I don't know what you would call LAFC versus San Diego FC, Galaxy versus San Diego FC. It's a very interesting place.
Cholos and San Diego will be a derby, right?
Has to be.
Has to be.
Yeah, that relationship has to be solidified. I know there's been talks for future partnerships in many ways, but that'll be interesting. But Jerry, I want to go ahead and thank you for your time, and again, catch you on the socials. CONCACAF Jerry 2.
Thank you.
CONCACAF Jerry 2 on Twitter. But again, as we do our research, Jerry. Aunque seas Arsenal fan. Sorry about that.
All right, who's your guys' team?
we'd rather not say. We don't have teams.
Jerry, right now I had a soliloquy, a monologue of how I've retired from soccer fandom as I have focused myself now purely to the journalistic integrity of the game here in soccer. In San Diego, anything soccer related. Therefore, I have no ties or affiliations, but no better than to root for an
There you go.
Arsenal.
Yo soy chivista. That's it. I won't renounce that one.
You're Chivista. Well, too bad you guys beat us last time. But I'm a Cholos.
Us?
Yeah, I'm a Cholos fan.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
that could have been anything.
Está bien, yeah.
You know, Chivas pretty much have beat everybody. Not las Águilas, no, but you know, hasn't been a while. All right, Jerry, really appreciate you, man.
Thank
We're gonna
you,
go
man.
ahead and get back to the schedule here on the dock. Thank you for your time, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you for your invitation, man.
Yeah, man.
Have a good one, man. What a nice guy.
100%. I mean,
And there you have it. That's someone who's been in one of those videos. That's someone who's going to be a fan.
a true San Diegan.
A true San Diegan, yeah. I mean, Cholos fan, went to SDSU, graduated from SDSU. I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, there's many people that are going to be in that fit that same role where they never watched an MLS game, never cared about the MLS, never really like paid attention to it, and now they're coming into this brand new world.
Well, I mean, there's been 4 supporter sessions, listening sessions at this point. So a good perspective that I got is like, well, we've been hearing the same things over and over again. We've been not really finding out anything new. We've been this, we've been that. A alternate perspective was presented that, well, people shouldn't. These are in different parts of the city. They did one in Carlsbad. They did one in Modern Times. They did one in Imperial Beach, and they did another one in Kilowatt, Kearney Mesa. So that's okay. I'll give you that. Getting different perspectives, and so expecting different folk, different peoples, and you know, I completely get it. I completely get that, and but you should also expect that there's the same people everywhere, because that should be telling of what the fan base in San Diego is. They hunger for news. They hunger for new questions.
You put it into perspective, right? Where you should expect the same group of people following you along. At the end of the day, it's going to be the same group of fans following you in away games and stuff like that. So you can't, you can expect new fans and hope to reach a bigger audience, but at the same time, try to throw something new, because there's going to be same people going.
Unless you went to one of them, and again, even going to some of these, I see people that I've never seen before.
Yep.
I see people that I've seen
You were
at every
just
single
telling
one.
me, right? You went to the last one, and you were telling me that you couldn't even get your drink.
Tranquilo, viejo.
That's what you told me.
Tranquilo, viejo. It
That's
took
what
an
you
hour and
told
a half.
me.
And I think I was having good conversations with people. Like, I was there on journalistic assignment. Because again, look, our thing is we're covering soccer in San Diego, right? Right?
Right,
Cool.
right, correct.
If there's an MLS team coming into San Diego and nobody's talking about it, first one, we got a giant invitation. Everybody was there. The big NBCs were there. Like, everybody was there. Okay, not a lot of substance. I saw the stories that came out. Great, fantastic. Those guys do fantastic work. Not just everybody.
Yeah.
The number started dwindling to the point where I don't think they even tell people anymore, and nobody comes out to these. But at the same time, it's one of those things where isn't any press good press? Isn't somebody just being there for the sake of like, hey guys, just a temperature check. This is where we're at. I think that's a positive. I think that's a positive, to be able to tell people who aren't able to be there. Look, Carlsbad is a long ass way from us, just
It
like
is.
Imperial Beach is
It
a
is.
long ass way for a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right, so it's not really feasible, and it's not really fair to have FOMO for something that's public and can be put up there. Like, this is not a criticism. This is nothing other than an observation of what's been happening, and it's hard. There They're building a brand from the ground up. This isn't even an excuse.
it can't-
I'm
it
not giving
can't be
excuses or
either.
alibis. But on top of that, too, it's like they don't have a name, a crest. San Diego Football Club doesn't have a name. They don't have a colors official. I mean,
Officially.
they do, but they're not. There's nothing for the fan base, the followers, the media, the anything to sink their teeth in. And granted, there's so much time left. There's a lot of time
Yeah,
left
but-
compared to what it was. But I think we're at a critical mass where
I
yeah.
think that's a San Diego thing, right? Where you demand a lot of things. Like you demand to have everything right away. And that's just how living pretty much most of my life here, that's what has been the case. Like that's has been the expectation for what it was for the Chargers, for
Yeah.
the Padres, stuff like that. You want things to change right away, and when it comes to this way, people can get desperate. At the same time, you got to put it into perspective, right? Where, like you were saying, it takes time.
yeah.
It's a long time from now. What is it, like 15 months maybe?
And yeah, in 20 days,
16
we're going to
months?
find out. Everybody's going to find out. Everybody's going to know.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the process is. This is phase one. We'll see what the process is as they roll out. That's something that executive vice president of Ricardo operations in MLS, Mr. Ricardo Campos, was saying actually during this public supporters meeting, which is like, yeah, like I've learned that San Diego, when they are vocal, they'll be vocal.
Yeah.
They'll let you know if they don't like something. He's had to learn how to get it out of people in a way. Not necessarily to get it out of people, but how to maneuver them. Because, look, a San Diegan, we're not the easiest one to express what we want. We're quick to express what we don't like and what we don't want when it's there.
But then we can't express what we are.
When there's an opportunity to mold what's going to be there. Look, if Walmart tomorrow said like, all right, guys,
Tú dime que
we
San
need
Diego.
we need new colors. Walmart. They know what the colors are going to be. That's fine. That's fine. But there's other aspects around that are things that you can mold in this project, right?
But
If that's out
hard.
of your control,
That's very hard. though.
100%. It's hard. It's difficult. It's difficult. And believe you me, I'd rather be covering this than making these decisions because
Yeah, for sure.
these are things that are way above my pay grade. All right. October 20th is when we're going to go ahead and find out what everything's going to be. Color, crest,
Crest.
name of San Diego Football Club. Whatever the name's going to be. I really don't know. I don't know. People have been expressive. People are also very expressive about their thoughts about Tom Penn being the CEO now of MLS in San Diego, specifically in his old barrio in LA, because he built something amazing,
I think that's a good thing.
outstanding,
I think that's a good thing.
outstanding, right?
Yeah, I mean,
People around the country want to go ahead and have people across the fucking freeway want to have what LAFC has built.
and I think that's some people that are very prideful, right? They don't want anything to do with LA, but at the same time, wait, si van a firmar, if they're gonna sign Carlos Vela, you're not gonna take him because he played in LAFC.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, he'll be older by then, but if like they have a freaking starlet of a player, right? And MLS San Diego signs him over, and he jumps ship and comes to San Diego. You're not gonna love him. Where did the Padres get Manny Machado from? What team?
Machado,
Yeah,
the Orioles,
and then he played for which other team? The Dodgers, right?
the Orioles.
He played for the Dodgers, right? And now he's your face of your franchise, right?
He played
at the-
for a
at-
year.
At
No,
the-
100%.
At
No,
the
yeah,
end of the
100%.
day, like you're getting someone who knows what they're doing. Who you're getting someone that essentially can make an impact. It's just a matter to see if he does it the right way.
Yeah, yeah, and again, it's not even him. Like at this point, it's a team of people that are coming together and getting to learn the community and building with people who are here. And look, we're here to be witnesses. We're here to be recorders.
We're here to report what happens.
Question is when will Landon join the franchise? I don't know. That's another interesting point.
Yeah, that's
Right.
something that a lot of people have been asking.
After October, more than likely, or the way Loyal's been playing, that might be sooner than later. Even
Who knows?
like
Who knows?
nobody knows what's going to happen with that other than Landon himself. There was no East County, I guess. Kearney Mesa, IB. We have a comment here. I don't listen to the questions anymore. Just keep trying to meet the people, specifically SDFC staff.
And that's a good way of approaching things.
Yeah.
That's a really good way of approaching things. Like, get to know the people, get to know the staff, get to know who's involved right now. If you have already been to a lot of these or most of the supporter rallies, you already know what they're going to talk about. Learn something new from someone else.
Yeah. Go get a free beer.
Yeah.
Go get a free beer, hang out with some people. I mean, honestly, it's very interesting where this is heading. But at the end of the day, we're going to go ahead and all see the rollout of this MLS brand. A ball will not be kicked until 2025. So there's still a lot of time there. With that said, I'm trying to think if there's anything else SDFC related at this point.
And I think we won't have anything until October 20th.
Yeah. And that's fine because, again, I want to find out more about who
People are asking
they think.
people are hoping to get local players. I mean, yeah, obviously, right? You want local players, and that's something that everyone wants in their hometown, right? I mean, I personally think Brandon Vasquez would be a great signing for them, like San Diego striker. I think they go for CJ Foldry. That would
Play
be
a
good.
long Neymar.
Put a long name on it, yeah. Some players that are out there that are San Diego based. Paulo Arriola could make a return to San Diego. You never know. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Right now in a bit, Alan will be joining us so we can talk about soccer team that we do have playing right now, hoping for a home playoff match, San Diego Loyal, as he will be joining very, very soon.
Papi Chavo says, fuck Vela, San Coque. Very,
Whoa,
very interesting.
tranquilo, viejo.
We talked about it here on the podcast last time. I don't know how well his game translates to many other teams. Skill set that he's been building here at San Diego Loyal under Nate Miller. But
Guys, Coque, I feel bad because Coque, I mean, we were told from Coque at the end of last season, you know, if the team wants me, I'll stay. If there's a better option out there, I'll go. He loves it here. People love him. At the same time, this is trying to go back to Europe. Like, that's not a secret. Wouldn't you want to go back to play in La Liga or anything like that? Who knows? Anything could happen, but I do feel bad because he decided to stay, turned
Yeah.
down other offers that could have been longer term.
which is and given longevity and a different. I mean, maybe there is an outlet here to another USL championship, maybe to an MLS team, a MLS Next team.
No,
maybe.
he won't play in that.
Yeah, he looks young.
He'll go back to Europe.
But I mean, it's one of those things where the way it's just everything's just developing. It's just people are tired of being what they want, what you want them to be. You know, you're just feeling so faithless and just lost under the surface.
Oh my god,
I don't know what they're expecting of San Diego,
this comment's hilarious.
but just put under the pressure of just walking in their shoes.
Yeah.
You're gonna be caught in the undertow. Just caught in the undertow.
Drohug, if that's what you're called, said Opa Atleti, and then said, "Oh, different Coque." And then Coque from Atleti.
I mean, that's the thing. Oh, two Cocas in one team? That's
The most handsomest man in the USL.
100%.
Yeah, true. Facts.
Yeah, I'm never.
Nick Duffy speaking facts right now. Alan just joined our Zoom, and we'll be having Alan Underwood joining us right now.
It's just every step that I take, it's just another mistake towards it.
What do you mean? What?
I've just become so numb. I can't even feel you there.
Oh man, I'm
Become
sorry.
so tired. Just
Siempre la cagas.
becoming this.
Siempre la cagas.
And all I want to do is be more like me and like just be less like you. And I know
Like me, less like me.
I may end up feeling, I don't know, whatever.
The boy is tired, guys.
13-hour shift. I love this. Keep it coming in. Yeah, interesting to see how the team culture may affect who we sign as the Chavos being a heavy Mexican base. Do we want to become Chivas USA 2.0? That'd be a big no there. That'd be very interesting.
Yeah, you don't want to be.
But
Chivas
guess what? I don't
USA
care.
2.0.
No, I don't. I'm not a fan. I'm not a. Ask me if I'm a fan of Albion.
Are you a fan of Albion?
No.
Are you a fan of Loyal?
No.
Are you a fan of Wave?
No.
Are you a fan of Chelsea?
No.
Are you a fan of Chivas?
No.
Are you a fan of soccer? Of the sport?
Yeah,
Ah, boy. You can't do that, Tony.
I can.
You can't fucking do that. What are you doing?
Disconnect from reality.
Yeah, no, this guy fucking everything up again. Alan Underwood joining us for a segment of Two Balls Underwood coming up. San Diego Loyal had a mid-week game.
I thought you were gonna say it's just a mid game, but it was.
It was a midweek game too.
Very, very mid.
A very historical game on Wednesday, and I mean, if you wanna,
I know.
I know.
I'm on my way.
Just to let
Shiva.
you guys know what we'll be talking about with Alan, just that Wednesday game, Chavi's brace. There were some DMs exchanged with the boys, Chavi.
Yeah, no, we were proud of him. We were proud of him.
Everyone was proud of him.
He did good.
Just good.
Am I allowed to be proud of people?
Are you? You're not. I don't think you are. You can be impressed. You can be impressed.
An impressive display.
A shocking display.
An impressively shockingly
Impressive display.
display.
This
Seasons,
man capping. Ooh.
greetings.
Papi Chavo calling you out, saying you capping, dog. You know what capping means?
Any updates on Weston Watch as Alan has joined here? Weston Watch, we've seen him. He actually came out in the San Diego FC video. Poor guy just was supporting. He was supporting his
A
boy.
friend. A friend.
He's the muscle of Ricardo Campos. We all know. Something needs to get done. He sends Weston and like just rough him up a little bit, like just flex on him a little bit. There are rumors that he might be cutting his hair. But I don't know.
Rumor.
Weston Watch.
Alan,
Johnny Walker Blue Label.
thank you for joining us. Alan, how are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. How are you?
I am doing great. Just got back from a flight. Excited to be here.
Fuck you. I'm here after a 13-hour exhaust fest to come in here and listen to you, not you, Alan, to you about. Oh, I went to Puerto Vallarta.
Take a vacation, boys.
Oh, why am I going to take a vacation somewhere and eat to Mexico and into Puerto Vallarta and Saluyita, in Nayarit, one of the most gastronomically diverse and exotic and even tantalizing places in the world.
It was.
But you fucking eat French toast.
It was a waffle,
Fuck, dude.
and that was breakfast, and I ate a lot of different things.
Oh, okay. American dinner too. With your feet in the water? Yeah.
American dinner, pulpo.
Anyway, Alan.
Take a vacation, boys. You deserve a vacation.
Yeah. We Sarah and I went to Mexico once on like a weekend trip. And we got like an Airbnb and we asked the person like, where should we go? And he's like, oh, this restaurant's great. We walk in and there's a lounge singer singing in English and it's like steaks on the menu. I'm like, oh, this is not what I was looking for. We did end up finding like a hole in the wall, like brick building with open windows, no like glass open windows.
Excellent choice.
Yeah, taco shop with like plastic chairs out front. Like
Yep.
that was
The ones that I can't
Oh,
sit. or
I'll
else
tell
they
you
open
guys
like
this though. In Puerto
So good.
Vallarta, I had
Here we go.
some of the best tacos I've ever eaten in my life, and that's comparing them to TJ Tacos.
How dare you?
I'm not
Shut your
kidding.
mouth.
I'm not kidding.
Shut your
I'm
mouth.
not kidding. It was some of the best tacos I've ever eaten.
Cállate, güey. No, okay. I'll have to go. Alan, all right. So midweek game up in Monterey. The last couple
Important game.
important game. The last couple of matches here in the history of San Diego Loyal in the regular season. Just to give you a glimpse, right? There's not going to be another regular season home game on a Sunday at 3 p.m. ever.
Unless the playoff match.
Regular season, I said.
Oh, okay.
I said regular season.
I think they were even talking about trying to get to 5 o'clock on those Sunday games, and if they get a home playoff game.
Yeah, like make it a little bit more
close to sunset.
evening. But yeah, so San Diego Loyal travel up the coast. Well, not necessarily up the coast because they've been everywhere, right? They were across the states, still on this another away stint. This time ending up in Monterey against the Union, which is a very strong team when it wants to. It seems this team is one where they have the tools, they have the coaching, they have the formations, they have everything they need to be a really good team. But sometimes they just fall apart. Has, you know, in a way, after a Cinderella story, that's essentially what happened here, right? What you're gonna be pissed if you're Union and you lose a game after being on top 2-1, and you know just the last couple of minutes, and then have the kid do that to you. But
You're saying Union, correct me, is Monterey.
that's all.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, they started out losing this game 2-0, close to ending the first half. And again, it's just, when is it going? I mean, at this point, it's too late to change anything. But the long balls are going through. The rebounds are killing San Diego Loyal. But overall, like, when they were down 2-0, what was your guys' initial thought?
I mean, I thought they were playing halfway decent, but I mean, Sam Gleedle is like a player. Like Sam Gleedle's been doing that to plenty of teams, and I think there's some corollaries between this game and the next game they play against Vegas, where San Diego's probably playing better than the scoreline indicates, but it's, you know, in this case, a turnover and counterattack, which, you know, was deadly on Sunday, and, you know, a set piece play where the guy just goes in unmarked, like just one mistake, and all of a sudden now you're behind the 8 ball. And it's got to be frustrating for the coaching staff and the players to feel like you're playing well, but just giving up goals in like brief moments of Union brilliance, right? Like this is a turnover in their attacking third, a great ball over the top, and Sam Gleedle, like he's gonna score those more often than not. Like he's a great player that's been around. He can score. Maybe, you know, Koke guessing far post instead of near post, but I mean, you just gotta make yourself big and hope the ball hits you. But Gleedle's a good player, and so I think San Diego's got to be frustrated, right? Like, again, you feel like you're playing your game, you feel like you're playing well, you're getting looks, you're getting shots, but nothing's finding the back of the net. The ball, like I think Conway had that header that barely goes over. They're getting good looks, and I'm sure Nate Miller is like frustrated, like I can't get you any better looks than this, and yet some leakage in the back, and you know they're down 2-0.
So my thing with this goal, right? It's obviously a counterattack, but you see Koke
Yeah.
tracking back
Yep.
because he pushes up so much, because that's the Nate tactics, right? He likes Koke up the field more so he can also play. We like to joke around as like almost a center back, right? And people have mentioned that he's tracking back. If he stays farther back, right, where he's supposed to be as a goalkeeper, he can kind of position himself better. He has more time to think, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to try to come out and try to get something off if he makes a mistake or anything like that? Tony, as a goalkeeper, former goalkeeper,
Did you hear, Alan? I retired.
Ooh.
Unlike Austin Guerrero, I know when it's time to announce.
But Tony, as a former goalkeeper yourself,
Yeah,
is
no.
that a
So
thing?
that's the first thing. That's the first thing that I saw, right? So it's a counterattack, and most of the time when you're like, oh, counterattack, like you just were caught off guard. The defense has these big gaping holes. You got beat off on the speed. If you're Koke and you're still running with your shoulders turned to your goal and just kind of looking back, you should already be planted and you have to be coming out. And so Koke is a little bit more preoccupied with making sure he goes back and covers the goal because there's just so many spaces where that ball can travel. right here, Coca should already have been coming out if he had been positioned in a different place. Instead of keep moving back and trying to get a position, you should already be planted here. Coca should be moving forward. In that frame, Coca should be moving forward and making himself big.
And maybe not absolutely
in a
just
well position.
attacking and committing to it, because you don't know, you can get chipped, anything can happen, right? But at this point, in a counterattack, goalkeepers tend to come out, and we call that a chicada, right? In
Yeah.
English, I don't know the right terminology, but whatever. A chicada
minim-
just
to minimize
minimize
the
the space,
space.
that they can shoot in.
Yeah.
At this point, you can even joke around that he tried to stop it with his leg because he's better with his leg than his hands now. So,
Yikes.
but not the best goal, and that's going to be the weakness moving forward for San Diego Loyal, and that's going to be something teams are going to expose. And it's very quick till playoffs. There's still some time to change it in training. Will Nate change anything? Probably not.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if not, because I kind of feel that he's still tinkering with this lineup. He's still tinkering
At
with
this
pieces.
point, you can be thinking with it, but yeah, I mean,
there
injuries
is
happen.
There is obviously in this last match, injuries. Colin has accumulation of yellow cards that he has to sit out. Different aspects where Collier out for the season. At this point, you just kind of have what you have, right? Literally, your last signing was an Oakland Roots goalkeeper because Duran Ferry is going up to the under 17s. So there's not much more that is unknown, I hope, from these players, that they're just placed in the correct position, right? Has this team
I
found?
did-
Yes, sorry.
I know we're like separating the two games, but there was a few moments in the Oakland game where I noticed that Koke wasn't playing quite as high at times, and playing further back, and so there might have been a little bit of a tweak in that instance. But I think like if you can name on one hand all of the times that Koke has been out of position because of something like that, I think they've been playing their system well. They just can't turn the ball over and give up counterattacks.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think that's going to be how these teams that they're facing down the stretch are going to play them, right? They're going to play Monterey Bay again. They're going to play Vegas again, and they're going to do the same thing, right? Because they're not going to be able to compete the same way. They're not going to play possession-based soccer against San Diego. They're going to choose to sit back and play into those spaces like Oakland did. I mean, because it's like that's teams are looking and seeing if we have speed on the outside, that's how we can beat them. San Diego just has to be perfect, and they can be if they. I mean, I think they can be.
They have the capacity
It's
to.
just
Yes.
they have to be perfect in the playoffs in order to win, and that's going to be a tough place for San Diego to be, where they can play 95% of a great game and they can still be eliminated because teams like Vegas are going to score goals like the Vegas one, like the Sam Gleedle one, and now you're playing behind in the playoffs where teams are just going to hunker down and they're going to be great at it, like San Antonio, and they'll continue to hit you on the counterattack. As long as they're up a goal, they can sit back, defend, and counter. And so they have to be careful of that, and maybe there is, to Chiva's point, a slight tweak to the system in order to guard against the counterattack because they know it's coming.
And that's part of the strategy, right? Where you kind of want to have a plan B for playoffs or a different approach at games where teams are going to be trying to play the counter on you. There are teams that don't know how to play the counter and can't do it, right? When you have a good study of those teams, maybe come out with this tactic saying, okay, we can play higher up the field because this team doesn't have that much pace up on top, and our center backs are able to track back and are up the same pace than those attacking players. But I think it's just a matter of tweaking, like you said, Alan. Like I think we all agree there's a lot of tweaking, but coming back to this game, right? You have Adrian Perez, who probably has been the best player for San Diego Loyal this season. I'll keep saying that over and over again. Getting a goal back right before halftime, and we all know scoring right before half can be one of the most motivating things you can do. It can be such a stress reliever. It can just tension can kind of calm down. You go into half saying, okay, we got one back. We just got to score 2 more. We gotta change things. You gotta play better. And honestly, that's kind of what they did. They did get lucky towards the end of the second half as well, with a chance that Union missed, but we'll get to that. But there's a good cross.
Guzman.
It's a mistake on the defense too.
Yeah, but you create those errors, right? Like you're going at it, and you know what? It's not a pretty goal. There was prettier chances that San Diego Loyal did not take. This one ends up going through, and you know what? You create your own luck, right? So
And but like there has to be tweaks during the game too. Stop crossing the ball so much if you have Hugh Roberts who's winning everything in the air.
oh shit, Hugh Roberts. All right, Alan liked that one.
Yeah, I mean, I just like Hugh Roberts in general, like as a dude and a player. Like, I'm glad we were fortunate to see him play in person and get to see him play in person again. But yeah, it's like the Rob Kiernan effect with Orange County a couple years ago. Is if you have a defender who can essentially beat everyone in the air, like I'm not sure why that goalkeeper necessarily has to come out, because I think Hugh Roberts gets it. I think they mess each other up. And then good on Adrian Perez. Like he's got an eye for goal, and he's kind of been one of the bright spots this season as far as unexpected. I don't think anyone had him on the list of, top goal scorers on the team or most consistent player on the team. Right? Everyone's like,
anyone else?
What's that? Oh,
anyone
you did.
Else?
I mean, I don't think anyone pegged him as like, oh my goodness, he's going to fight for top of the goal scoring.
Yeah.
But
And
maybe Tony did, but most people aren't, right? Like he wasn't
journalist.
He wasn't the most exciting signing from this offseason, right?
Agreed. And to that point, right? Like again, some of these players, this is their first professional contracts. Like this is their first real look at being a professional. And while Adrian Perez has been involved with other professional clubs, this is truly a big break. This is probably his best season that he's played most consistently at a high level. So take those into consideration. Like everything from here on out too isn't just the pride of San Diego. You got to do this, got to bring the championship. Even up to Nate Miller. Everything from here on out is a job interview for everybody. Everybody has the film. Everybody's looking at what you're doing. If you have a plan to move on forward with this career of soccer and not retire, then you're going to be getting looked at. This film is going to be played because you're going to have to want to go play somewhere else, right? So the fact that some of these chances are getting missed, that there's not good looks, it's not because of lack of trying, because there is reasons almost for everybody to really give it their all. And I mean, ultimately, it's getting down to it, man. Like it's one of those things where it's getting down to the last chances for some of these players to really showcase who they are, if they want to continue, if they want, and not to be a downer, but like this moment, right? If you were talking about Chiba, what did you feel for 2-0?
So
what did you feel for 2-0? I didn't feel
perfect.
I did not feel
Thank you.
as I didn't feel anything. Sorry, excuse me.
I think everyone's been waiting for this. The moment I saw Morgan Hackworth coming to this game, I kept saying at the watch, "Oh, wave the white flag. It's over. There's no way Loyola are gonna come back in this. It's done." No secret that I'm not a fan of the play style of Morgan Hackworth. I will say this publicly now. He did give the pass to assist on that last goal. It was a great cross, and we're gonna see it.
Morgan Hackworth has been waiting his entire San Diego Loyal career for these couple of moments because he played really well.
I wouldn't say really well. I think he had one great cross.
Really well. That's the nicest thing I've ever said about him. All right? So that's a giant leap. Alan has been ranting and raving about it for a while. But let's get to this one first.
Before that, you guys were mentioning San Diego Loyal in playoffs has to be perfect. You're not going to get miracles like this in playoffs or all the time. You could in one
Luck
game.
might run out.
But let's play this. Let's watch this play, right?
And then we'll get your thoughts, Alan.
Long ball down the flank. Donor taking on 1v1. Ball across, and it's in! It's in! San Diego level! Do you believe this? Nalani! His first pro goal!
How clinical can you be in both boxes, but give credit to Bodily. Sizes up Donor, knows exactly where he wants his ball. The run from Conway, they draw out the center backs from Monterey Bay. They're retreating, so the cutback ball, one of the most effective balls in all of football. And then you have the youngster, Nalani, arriving late. You see,
And don't get this wrong, right? This is a pre-made play. They've done this. Like that commentator said, Conway runs, attracts defenders towards him. You play the ball back. There has to be someone there. And it's a perfectly executed play. Alan, you were watching this. You see this goal. What's going through your mind now?
Almost like a no way. Like I can't believe that happened and that it was Xavi. Like a double no way. But just like a really smart heads up run. Like, yeah, they get lucky on the one end, but I mean, you can say the same thing about San Diego on the other, missing some opportunities. But this is what Blake is good at. And is that Toomey that kind of lets it go? I think Toomey sees, because he's making a run too. And so the ball goes through. I'm not sure if Toomey knows that the ball, he's not going to get there. It's like too far ahead for him. But the defender has to step to Toomey, right? Because it might come to him. And so the defender steps to Toomey and then just butchers this play. Can't get there and just calm as you like.
Just tap
Just
it in.
slots it in, passes it to the back of the net like that. And yeah, you just see how excited it is. And of course, you know, San Diego Loyal fans are excited because of who he is and what he means for, you know, the history of this team.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's-
Joe Corona scores that, and he runs and gets the ball and try to go back. But the emotions got to the whole team there. Tony, you were saying?
The circumstances of it, right? So at this point, if you lose this game, you're in a much different position than if you tie the game. So 90th minute, you just want to get
8
on with the
points, yeah.
heroics, get the point, get in, get out, get on with your life. And to have Xavi step up in this moment was huge. The history of this team, the legacy of this team, the story of this team cannot really be told without Xavi Nalani. Even before he scored this goal, he scores this, gives life to his club for their aspirations. Ultimately, you cannot write a better story.
Yeah.
Ivan's baked potatoes is impressed as well. Like, look at him, like, wow, Xavi.
San Diego kid getting the equalizer. But wait, there's more.
It's insane.
At this point, you kind of have the feeling, right, where, wait, something might happen. Not necessarily Xavi again, but there's a chance that you can win this game
There's
now.
something really magical here for San Diego. Corona through, out to Hackworth. Hackworth chipping, Conway, save, foul up is in! Oh! He's done it again! Nalani the winner! A genuine San Diego miracle!
Herrera was pissed. Look at him.
patience,
Yeah, I
decision
don't know why
making.
I don't know why
It's
they
not-
always show the goalkeeper. I feel bad that they always show the goalkeeper after a goal like that. Like, he made a great save on the header. It's like not on him.
No, and he's yelling at his team. The thing with this cross, right? You're not really expecting a full-on cross here from Hackworth.
A good cross.
Yeah,
Like Roberts is standing there, and keep in mind, we just talked about Roberts winning everything in the air, right? This is a perfectly crossed ball. Like Roberts is not expecting this. It is perfectly elevated, and it's one in a million crosses that Morgan Hackworth hit at the perfect time. And I'll say that again, it's a 1 in a million cross, and I'm being over dramatic, but it's a great header from Conway too. Great save from Herrera. And Xavi's there to tap it in.
Probably the best call in San Diego Loyal history. One of the best goals. And just
Yeah.
genuine moments of San Diego. Like,
It's the highlight of the season.
I don't get excited at Loyal games anymore. I really don't. This felt different. Just because it was like,
Quiere llorar.
Oh
quiere
my God.
llorar.
my mouth like this,
Yeah.
agape. I could not believe it. Like, this doesn't happen. It's supposed to happen in fairy tales, but a brace in the dying moments of the game to move your team forward. Talk about emotion. Why you like this game? Look, I joke. This might be tongue in cheek, joking about it. Like, am I a fan of Loyal? This and that. Blah, 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 blah.
You're a fan
No,
of the city, right?
I'm from the city. I am the city.
Oh.
But just the
I said it.
the genuine emotion showed by the entire San Diego Loyal squad, from top to bottom.
Even
If there has to be a picture somewhere of this team together,
let it be this.
it's that. Just that moment.
It's
Just
not often you see your head coach also running and in pure joy. from a
he's the most
winner.
pumped up one.
Yeah, he is.
You have to get him out of off of Chavi. You got your teammates, your coworkers, these people that you've been watching. I'm sure everybody knows the story of Joe Corona. You play along with Joe Corona, that's great. But like, to have a moment like this for your city, damn, and this is
some people only dream of that.
that's just one aspect of just the storyline that goes into this, right? So again, everybody's involved in this goal. Alan, your emotions, your thought process when you see Chavi get this back.
I mean, again, another just super smart run to basically like him, Conway, and I think that's Perez crashed the box and try to go for the header. And much like Colin Martin with his goal, Xavi does a great job of just kind of waiting and putting himself in a good position, right? And so the goalkeeper thinks he has to put it to the side because there's guys all in front of him. If he saves it to the front, it's going to hit somebody and bounce in. So he's thinking, I got to push this off to the side where no one is. But
Yeah, that's
there he is.
textbook. Very well done. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Great, well done. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that's why he's mad, right? It's like, how did we lose that guy? Like, how is this 18-year-old kid the only one there? And I pushed the ball, and by that time it's too late. And just again, a heads up play of him not trying to do too much, just putting the ball into the back of the net. And it is, I mean, Mike Watts killed it on that call. Like,
Yes.
he said afterwards, like, he could tell that there was something kind of magical in the air. And he just kind of felt that something could happen. And I know people shit on Mike Watts from time to time. I do think he's one of the best play-by-play guys in USL. His voice is iconic. He does NWSL. Like, there's NWSL and World Women's US Women's National Team goals where you hear it back and it's Mike Watts. Like, there are very few announcers, I think, that are that tied into American soccer, particularly not MLS, but everywhere else, like Mike Watts is. And so he just killed it on the call. And I think he captured what a lot of people were feeling. It was magical. It was this moment that you will never forget. Like, hey, remember when? And it helps get 3 points on the road, which, 1 point is fine. 3 points is fantastic.
And let's just also see the scenes, right? Which the USL page
Yeah.
used
that
our
was
video.
cool.
That was
Yeah.
super sick. I think we all also loved
Journalists.
Xavi's post-game match interview. Just the quote right at the end saying, "Oh, I love my team and they love me, I think."
As a kid.
It's a
That's
kid
such a-
answer,
that's a
right?
kid.
It's an 18-year-old answer. It's like, "Oh, I think they love me."
In the best way.
Tony also messaged him. You send them the video, right? I believe.
Yeah, it's a
Instagram.
video. I sent.
He did say-
I hit up Nate as well, and just like this team is here. This
Just
the
so
city's here.
everyone knows, right? Shabby responded, "Thank you. It makes me so happy to see my hometown cheering for the team and myself, even for the away games." And then
What a professional. He's media trained. I like it.
yeah, and then he was very confident in coming in and knowing he was going to help the team. He didn't think his first 2 goals would come like this. But I mean, we've heard from him in a post game before, but not after scoring a brace in the dying seconds.
And I was there. I just made the continuing run and was able to get that winning goal, and it was just a great feeling. And I was happy to celebrate it with my team. What was
Damn right. Team first. We're on to the next one. But man, what a story! Like that's just cool.
We have
In a
Michael
soccer-wise-
Furry in the chat saying, "Not going to lie, I've watched Shabby since he was 11 years. I shed a tear. His movement and special awareness in the midfield was great at that time in the game. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that, actually.
Just catching up with some of the comments here. Perez always going the extra mile to fight that goal. He's got that dog in him.
He does.
Season's greetings. Did I miss anything? No, Jeff. I just retired from professional soccer. Absolutely.
soccer.
What? I did. It's true. I'm never going to play professional soccer ever again.
Alan, are you going to retire from professional soccer, Alan? I'm
Hey,
retiring. I'm
you can't-
retiring for professional soccer
Hey,
too
you can't-
right now.
This is my moment. I had the sports coat on.
Alan, are you retiring from pro soccer right now?
No. I'm
Alan's
holding
not
out.
retiring. He's hopeful. Alan is holding out, he said. Oh man, the official Blazers coming on. Cierra, güey? Chingon. That's a good coat.
Yeah, it's
a
by
good
Shaq
blazer.
from Macy's.
Whoo, Macy's has nice fucking coats.
I don't know why Shaq charges so much though. Jeez. For somebody who's a spokesman of the general, just fuck.
I mean, there is the whole like middleman thing, right? Like he's got to make money, and then his distributor's got to make money, and then Macy's has got to make money. So
Macy's has too much money. But
The miracle in Monterey, a true San Diego miracle.
and you
yeah.
would and moving forward, right? You would hope San Diego Loyal picks up this momentum with 3 games left, 4 games left, having last place Las Vegas coming on at home. It seemed that Sunday afternoon curse kind of followed San Diego in this last Sunday afternoon match. That would be it, right? They tied to Las Vegas 1-1. And you guys were both at that game. Before that, they did announce the signing.
Hey, there was a signing. Look, all right, cool.
Taylor Bailey on loan, which is probably going to be until Farid comes back from national team duty.
I hope they tied him up in the locker room. Very drunk.
How do we beat Oakland?
And just like tickle him
Take
to tell him what the secrets are. What do they do? What do they do?
What did that always?
Can't tell you.
What did that always beat us?
It's always the pressure.
You guys were
Playing
there
strong.
at this
Stupid.
Vegas game. Was there more than the usual crowd? Was it the same?
Crowd
Did it
doesn't
feel the
matter at this
same?
point. None of that matters anymore. Whoever's there is there. Whoever's not there is obviously, just missing out the last breath of San Diego Loyal. And then you can miss out on cool lineups like this. Coque Vegas, Guzman, Riley Stoneman, Barley, Adams, Perez, Guido Moshaban, Ronaldo, and Conway. Lots of attack.
Nick Moon on the bench again. At this point, is he on the bench just to kind of fill the spots?
I don't know, actually. Maybe. Okay, I'll shut up. That's not my position. That wasn't my spot.
I mean, he was out there in warm-up gear kicking a ball around. So, like, I'm not sure he's close to being ready, but I think it's just to get a guy suited up, and maybe he has something in his contract where he gets, paid a little bit more because he's on an 18, or maybe just trying to get him some funding. And yeah, who knows? I'm not sure he was ever going to play in this one. But yeah, it was good to see him out there. And then Colin Martin getting a chance to watch from the home stands.
From the
It's kinda
stands,
cool
yeah.
to see him out with the fans. He
Yeah.
wasn't with his family. He was with his
Quote unquote
family,
fans.
but with according to Mark Ziegler, he was sitting with some fans.
Alan, what have I told you about speaking about my colleague Ziggles in such ways? All right.
Tell your colleague to unblock me.
Hey, Ziggle-zag. Like, I need you to, do a scoop, scop, skilly beat pop and unblock my boy.
Your boys. This is a good amount
Yeah,
of
it's a
us
good handful of you, actually. You got yourself into the Ziggles ad.
The single sad. That's not very
Alan
professional.
did not like that at all.
That's not very professional from you, journalist Tony.
What do you mean? It's you
Ziggles
wouldn't
Ziggles
understand.
timing?
You wouldn't understand.
I
It's
wouldn't.
just
I'm
us
the
journalists.
journalist. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Love the article coming up.
Yeah, Ziggle.
Alan, crack his mouth. Come on.
No,
That was funny.
that was his reaction. Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh shit.
That was
Mine
his
don't
reaction
smile.
for the most of the game, actually, from San Diego Loyal against Las Vegas Lights here in San Diego. Back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity and the pitch quality.
That's what Snapdragon.
Hey, but
looked
you
like
can
for a
see
while.
offside way better with the playoff line. I mean, the football lines. I was gonna call them playoff lines. There was a joke. So Indianapolis
that.
Indy 11 played in Lucas Oil Stadium, and then they would make the playoffs, and sometimes they wouldn't get to play in Lucas Oil because there was like the Colts or whoever plays there. I don't know football. The Pacers.
damn
I don't know.
foosball.
The Pacers.
And so every once in a while they got to play in there during playoffs, and so the joke was like they need to put playoff lines out because they didn't play as well at the other places it is at Lucas Oil, and so Lucas Oil wouldn't allow them to paint over the football lines green, so you just got like the full on Indianapolis like
Hell yeah.
Colts everything, and then like their lines were like yellow, and sometimes goalies would handle the ball outside the box because you couldn't really see the lines all that well. So yeah, a little bit of chaos, but it does remind me of like USL back in the day where there are clearly football lines, and so a little bit of nostalgia for those lines. But I mean, maybe helpful for the refs as well.
Absolutely. But overall, a team that I first saw not doing so well against San Diego Loyal. The firepower for Loyal was there. You had Evan Conway and Ronaldo. Ronaldo, who played and started a little differently, like more of the Ronaldo that we were hopeful to see here now, right? Like very important runs, going and attacking and creating plays. But that just kind of seemed to be the theme of the entire team and Ronaldo for the rest of the game, as it was a 15th minute goal, 16-minute goal for Las Vegas Lights, who started the career for San Diego Loyal, scoring on them in the last home game against Las Vegas Lights. Las Vegas Lights scores first again.
And again, it's those long balls that are killing San Diego Loyal in a game like this again, where they send it through, cuts in, cuts out, another shot, someone slept on the player, and there's a rebound, right? They tend to get scored on a lot. Great stop by one of the best shot stoppers in the league, Koke Vegas, whoever doubted his shot-stopping abilities.
The shot was stopped, I guess.
But
So
yeah,
it's just both center backs moving to the one player. Sorry, Chiba.
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's a good stop. Can't help. I mean, it's essentially the Xavi goal from his second goal, right? It's the same kind of exactly same setup, losing a runner. I was gonna say like the highlight, the two center backs came out for the one guy, and then they just lost that runner. If one of the center backs sits, they cleared the ball away, and it's nil. It's still 0-0.
So actually, yes, Esteban, exactly what I was waiting for this frame, right? Because this is where the fun begins for me. As a now retired foot soccer player, I was enjoying myself up in the stands and getting a different bird's eye view. And from where I was in the corner, completely opposite to where the goalkeeper has handling the ball, you can see the direct line in a diagonal of where he passed this ball. The pass that he did was such a beauty. It was so direct, so powerful, exactly where it needed to be. This angle absolutely does not do it justice, but the distribution there,
That is a great ball.
oh my goodness.
Te aprendiste.
Oh my God. Again, mouth agape.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
yeah.
It was an
It's a professional goalkeeper. He
well,
should be doing that.
no. I can
Memo
tell you.
Ochoa has done
I
that.
can tell you. Oh, relax. I can tell you don't know what you're talking about because you weren't there. Talking to Nate Miller.
I wasn't.
Alan was.
You weren't there either.
What? Yeah, it
Talking to
was.
Nate- you were talking to Nate Miller?
Absolutely. The duties never stop. And when we spoke to Nate Miller, Alan, wasn't this the first thing that he mentioned in this goal? Because you asked him, hey, in this game overall, you had one chance for Vegas and they culminated it in a goal. And first thing he mentions, we knew that the goalkeeper's distribution was their number one best weapon. Boom.
And again, if you know that, why would you still try to play so high up the field?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Alan, why? Why, Alan?
Because you play your style of football. It's the San Diego Loyal style, and you
Yeah,
play
but
it.
you have to adapt. You
I
have
swear,
to
if you use the
adapt
word
and
tinker
change.
again.
You have to adapt and change
I-
at this time of the game.
I
of the
mean,
season.
ultimately, I think from a coaching staff perspective, I'm not sure you can set up the team better than they were set up for this game by the coaching staff. This is poor defending on one end and it's poor finishing on the other. This is essentially on the players, right? Like Camden Riley, that ball's there because Camden Riley is not tracking his guy. Then it's kind of shoddy defending from those two.
Charlie Adams
It's
has nothing to do there.
Charlie Adams isn't following his runner. This is just it's not a coaching thing.
It's lazy defending.
I don't think it's two guys falling asleep on a play and a goalie beating him with a great distribution and some pretty heads up passing to find the space. And this is what Vegas was doing the whole game, was they're passing the balls into space and hoping their guys can get there first. And for most of the game, they were successful in the middle of the pitch, and then they ran out of guys to 1-2 with. I think this is more just on the players than necessarily the game plan. This is on individual execution on both sides of the ball, and I thought the game plan went pretty well. Vegas had that one pretty decent look, and they were able to capitalize. And San Diego Loyal had 42 good looks and got one of them.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference. I don't think Vegas had one really big chance and put it in.
And Vegas was very one-dimensional, right? Like this play is after the goal, and again they try to go ahead and force it through this way. This right here is exactly how the ball went in for the first goal in the similar situation, right? You got a one-on-one with Riley, same position, same play. They're like, we'll run it back. Eventually, they got figured out. That's why in the second half it was all San Diego Loyal, because they didn't have any other answers or any other solutions to what San Diego Loyal was bringing defensively. If you're gonna bring the salt, bring the pepper too, right? But right here, it's a different result. It's a shot. It goes out, but it's the frustrating part of it is that you figured out the other team, but it's a matter of figuring it out for yourself now. And you have to be lethal in the situations we're talking about up in Monterey, right? Like you have to take these chances. A miracle's not going to happen. Here, this is a chance to sharpen those skills. Like it really was a chance to sharpen those skills, a chance to get yourself, a different looks, different types of attack. But
It's a great
I'm left
header.
unsatisfied with the game overall. Great header, great celebration here as
But yeah,
well.
It's a 1-1 result overall. And at home, you're at this point expecting to pull off maximum amount of points. especially against Las Vegas, right? Last place on the table. But like Nate Miller said in the post game, you know how competitive the Western Conference is. You know how competitive the USL is. And any team can beat you. But at the end of the day, at this point in the season, you have to win these games.
Look at that. Recorded from a brand new iPhone 15.
Woo! Can't let them borrow our chargers anymore.
Oh, that's right. You got a USB-C now.
Yep. Yeah, a really nice lead taking corner by Charlie. I think a low driven cross, which is slightly different. Usually is a little bit loopier. Not Charlie Adams, but the cross is loopier, like a little bit more air underneath. This was just nice, really low driven ball and a really nice header by Perez to get on the end of it. I also think like there was a couple moments in there where I thought Charlie Adams had some really nice deliveries that just weren't quite capitalized on. Defended really well in the air, and yeah, Charlie maybe not tracking back on that one redeems himself by crossing the ball in there pretty nicely. I thought Ronaldo Damas, there was one where he tracked back and was like the guy who chased him down. But I do think there was a lot to be happy about and a lot to be pleasant about in this game. Like, just take the results out of it, take the score line out, and say like, how well did San Diego Loyal play? Like this one, I thought like decent look, maybe not the best on the replay, but live I was like, oh, he can put this in. Really nice turn from Damas.
And it's a matter of them just getting the one, right? Like they need that confidence boost. Overall in the season, the Chavi's brace for me is that turning point in emotion and in terms of locker room where it's gonna really galvanize the team and move it forward. I need to see that spark in other players. I need to see Evan Conway feeling himself. I need to see him confident, because what ends up happening and what we see is Evan Conway and Ronaldo trying to do everything by themselves, putting themselves in a corner, getting the ball taken away, and that's it. This right here is what I'm talking about, right? They have to take the chances. A great play that just unfortunately doesn't end up where it needs to be. 9 out of 10 times that hits the post, goes in, different result, but a great play put together. But you have to put those away, Evan.
It's almost like he ran out of space. Like maybe he could have taken a touch to his right and went around the keeper, but I mean the keeper puts him off. This, I guess, is the difference between the goal in Monterrey and that Koke couldn't do this to Sam Gleadle. That Conway was like, he had to put it out around him because he's going down there. Like there's so much room to his right that if you take, but at that point, like you just got to trust your finishing. And it was just one of those games. Like at this point, I'm like, oh, it's going to happen. I was like saying that out loud, but in my back of my head, it was like, it's going to be one of those games where nothing goes in, isn't it?
Yeah, no, and definitely, I think this was a great achique. I don't know. I need to learn how to say that in English. If anybody, yes, Esteban, can you tell me achicar, goalkeeper terms in English?
Close the angles. Just
close the angles.
Yeah, sure.
This was on the goalkeeper. He did a great job, and Conway just tried to curl it and couldn't get there. But I get what you're saying, Alan. Maybe take a step back or something and let the ball keep rolling and go around the keeper. Would have been cool. Hard to do, but yeah, nothing would go in.
So
great ball by Toomey, though. Great ball by Toomey.
Great decision. And we've seen this Toomey where usually he'll take that extra step right here. He's going to go ahead and not shoot, not prepare for that, but it's that beautiful pass. It's a great weighted pass right in the space that needed to be. If that goal is a couple inches over to the right or to the left, that post and goal. Something that's been being brought up here in the comments is the time wasting by the goalkeeper for Las Vegas Lights. And I have to agree with what Mr. Michael Faree is saying is the keeper started it from the first minute. When the keeper starts playing slow from the first minute, it's harder for the ref to make a big deal out of it, right? If you're consistent from minute 1, that's what you're going to be called, right? What happens is you can up the tempo whenever you want, but you're the one that controls things. You know what you have. At this point, Las Vegas was gassed. They were out of options. They were out of creativity. There was nobody or nothing that was really moving forward. Loyal just couldn't score, and the frustration was building, and you just kind of now take into account a little bit more that, like, he's taking extra long going and taking his goal kicks. He's okay. All right. And you start noticing those things so much so the ref actually had to verbalize it, like, hey, I need you to keep it going, but this is my play style. What do you want me to do? My hip hurts or something. Like, this is as fast as I go. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
But yeah, just great dynamics here. Honestly, great performance from the goalkeeper for Las Vegas Light, Herrera. Not Herrera. Alan. It's on his jersey.
Yes. Alan Diaz,
Diaz.
you're correct.
Diaz.
Alan.
Yeah, Conway he knows too. And that's the thing. Everybody knows. There were so many different looks. There were set pieces. There were open plays. There were great setups. There were great shots. There were headers. There was everything thrown at this team of Las Vegas, but you just couldn't get it past. Yellow cards here and there. Difficult game. Interesting results. I don't think many people thought this would be the result. Xavi comes out. Geez, look at the state of that pitch. Oh, my God.
It's a few more games left, guys.
Oh, my goodness.
Hang in there, Torero. Hang in there.
But, yeah, so this point, you got to feel things out. Throw Xavi out there. He deserves it for his last performance. So, nothing really happens after this in terms of scoring, but a couple chances, set pieces. Are you okay? You're okay with this result, right, Alan?
I mean, I'm okay with the way they played. I thought they played well enough to get something out of this. Like, it probably should have been a 3-1 victory. Like, I think this game more than Monterrey, like, had all the markings of we could have very easily won this one. They're still holding their destiny, right? Like, they're game in hand on Phoenix. Yeah, they don't have the tiebreaker over Orange County, but Orange County has got by far the harder schedule. They have Phoenix on the road. Then they play Oakland at home. Then they go San Antonio at home. And so they have to play Phoenix. And so the two teams that we're tied with are playing each other. And so what you didn't want is to completely lose. Like, yeah, it would have been great to win. I expected a win. Yes, it's disappointing. We did not get 3 points. We only got 1. I think people were expecting 6 points out of this 2-game trip or 2-game swing. But it's the third game of three in a week, and maybe they just didn't quite have it. And you go back again. You got Monterrey again, and hopefully, because you're at home, you don't give up as many in the back, and you can dominate this game and come out with 3 points. San Antonio or Phoenix, Orange County, one of them might win, and so now you're even on points. You're still in a home playoff match, and either Orange County or Phoenix is now 3 points behind you. So there's some positives to take away, right? I'm always going to try and find the silver lining and try to stay as positive as possible. The coaching staff, I think, set them up to be successful against Las Vegas. They just need to start executing and put away some of those chances. Maybe not go for the perfect, but like Adrian Perez likes to do, is sometimes his goals are pretty and sometimes his goals are just real hard fought, ugly goals. And I think those are the type of goals we need to start scoring to see us over the line.
That was very well put. Just saying, I don't know if the USL Championship made a mistake. They have Loyal at 3rd place right now over
Nope.
Phoenix and Orange County.
Just take it and run. Great spot to be in.
San Diego does have the tiebreaker over Phoenix. And so I'm not sure how that works in a 3-way tie, because I think San Diego has the tiebreaker over Phoenix.
Phoenix has the tiebreaker over Orange County, maybe, and depending on how they play. But therefore, Orange County can't be above Phoenix, but Loyal has to be above Phoenix.
And Phoenix
That's so
beat Orange
interesting.
County, and so right now they have the tiebreaker over Orange County, and so if they win again,
Therefore,
they'll
Loyal
have the
is
tiebreaker.
Therefore,
Yeah,
Loyal's
it's-
legitimately
I
in
don't-
third
yeah.
place right now.
Yeah.
That is
The-
so. If they were to tie and Loyal tied as well, then they stay on top of both of those teams. For now.
Maybe
For now.
probably I don't know how it works with a three-way tie because if you scroll down on the standings, I
Yeah,
think
I
it
see
has the
it.
tiebreakers
Yeah,
on
it
there.
does.
But it's like the first one is head-to-head points earned regular season games. But a three-way tie, like how do you do that? And so total, then you go, maybe it's goal differential and can't do that one either. Points per game in conference opponents and regular season league games. Maybe San Diego has a better points per game versus conference opponents in the regular season than those other two teams. And maybe that's the tiebreaker that is being used in a three-way tie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Loyal and Orange County still have a game in hand on Phoenix, so that should end up coming to be a problem. But at this point, right now, Loyal have a home playoff game and would be facing Oakland Brutes.
Cha-cha-cha-chan, leche con pan.
Actually, no, Colorado, right?
Colorado,
Yeah.
yeah, we switch
Colorado.
back.
Cha-cha-cha-chan, leche con pan. Whoever it may be. Like, I think at this point, you have to be resigned to let it be who it's going to be. If it's going to be home, it's going to be away. This is the last ride. And I really think that overall, San Diego deserves a championship in soccer. I really do. In something that's outdoors and not on the carpet.
I agree. Wave have a great chance.
Wait. But yeah, I mean, there's a theory going here that Evan Conway needs to change his hair color back. So, Nick Duffy is really going on. Oh man, that's very, very detailed. Nick's theory is that it took long to win at Monterrey because his sides and back were brown, so it was half and half. But then he shaved it off again to bleach. There
Which
we
is
go.
why they didn't win.
This is
against
why
Las
they.
Vegas.
I can't debunk
He's
that.
the hashtag analysis.
I can't debunk that.
I think Nick Duffy's the real journalist here. That's a great analysis.
I retire from journalism. Just gonna retire. I'm tired.
Had a great run.
I never started,
tired.
so
True.
So yeah.
Alan and I can still be professional soccer players. You can't anymore.
Nope. I can't. I'm a journo.
Oh,
Unless
Alan, wouldn't it be
you-
hilarious if we
unless
get a
you
one-day
pull-
contract?
unless you pull Landon Donovan and you can get a one-day contract from Leon.
No. If Alan and I get
over.
a one-day contract from Loyal, just
I'm gonna tell Andrew not to. Hey, Andrew Vasiliades, please don't. I know, just
if
don't.
someone from Loyal's watching this, please
Wait, who's
give
left?
Alan,
Who's left?
whoever's left in that office, give Alan or myself or anybody else a one-day contract, please, just to see the face in this. That would be hilarious.
All right, so I like this. So what's the winning color cut? Michael Fareed asking. All right,
It's true.
Nick, what is the winning combination of Evan Conway's hairdo, hair length?
We thought Slim Shady.
Go ahead.
I
And
think
do it.
I think it should be like the Koke haircut. So you have it on the back and the front, like your goalkeeper and striker have matching haircuts.
That means Koke's got to cut it. Because his
Or Conway wears a wig.
or if he just shaves it off and goes prison break, like he started the season like that. That's how he started the season, just prison break. Then, he was a menace.
That's what Nick is saying. The winning combo is brown and a crew cut.
Brown and crew cut.
Get that
Are we
buzz
funding
cut.
the extensions and coloring? No, it's
No,
free.
No.
Look,
They get paid.
give him your barber, Michael. You have a great look.
Conway can honestly still Conway could probably still go to that barbershop. There's still probably credits.
I don't know, man. Those guys had no idea that there was $1,000 left by Loyal until I went and was like, "Hey, what about this?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, guys, this happened a couple days ago." Anyway, sorry,
You should try to go back and just see if it's still.
this was still running.
Is there still
I do
something
need
that
one
counts?
I do need one for that stupid wedding.
Oh man.
Don't ever ask me to be a best man, Alan.
Okay. I mean, I don't think that's happening.
He's
so
retired. Alan,
I'm retired as a best man too. After this, it's done. No more. You're
hanging up the coat.
Yeah, hanging up the cufflinks. So stupid.
I was gonna go with cummerbund, but it's kind of a little outdated.
That polite laughter. I love that polite laughter, Chiva. You have no idea what's going on, but you just
I just picture Alan coming in a horse.
what? All right. San Diego Loyal.
You say horse or whores?
He said horror.
Horse. Caballo.
Take your pick of ride. San Diego Loyal in this last home stretch of matches find themselves now against Monterey Bay once again. Very interesting when you have to go back to back. Again, no longer does the schedule scroll down because that is the end of the finite season, regular
games
season for
left.
San Diego Loyal. El Paso, Oakland Roots, and Las Vegas left on the schedule. So September 30th, San Diego Loyal, Monterey, 7 p.m. Saturday, back at night. It'll be a
Yeah,
fun
they might
one.
be able to. They might be able to clinch
Yeah.
that night a playoff spot. Not now anywhere close to home,
Ow.
but and then that El Paso match I think is going to be a key one. Oakland's going to obviously be important, but I think that away match from El Paso is going to be a key matchup that if they don't clinch that weekend going to El Paso, they have a chance to do some damage that week against that during that game. But we're probably, I mean, depending on how Phoenix Orange County looks, I'm not sure how soon San Diego Loyal can lock up a home playoff match. Maybe the second to last week against Oakland, and then, you know, if that doesn't go well, then you're hoping to lock it up against Las Vegas on the road. And this is slightly reminiscent of the year they went into Orange County needing like a victory to lock it up and not be able to get it done because they couldn't put the ball in the back of the net.
Uh-oh.
So let's break some traditions the last year. Let's establish new traditions for this year, and let's go get a home playoff match sewn up before too long.
I like that.
Well, depending if he gets hooked up and Evan Conway gets a crew cut and goes back to Brown. It's an easy fix, as Mr. Faria is saying. So, San Diego Loyal, this Saturday. Check it out. Any last words, Alan? Thoughts, prayers, song requests?
No.
Did you ever
Sound like it.
have you ever called the radio station to request a song for somebody?
No.
Wow, you've
No,
never felt love.
I did make mixtapes though.
Okay,
I
all
did
right.
do that.
What was your best mix? The one that you're like, man, I shouldn't have given that one away. I should have just kept it.
Oh no. Probably the best one was not long after we started dating. Sarah drove by herself back home to Colorado. I didn't go with her. Like we had just started dating. And so like I got her like snacks and like a cooler to keep all the snacks in, and then like a 4 CD like playlist of like good road trip songs that probably lasted her like 1/8 of the road trip.
But it got played on repeat. I can assure you that. Aw. Have you ever done anything cute like that?
Yeah,
What?
I've done many cute things.
No, you haven't. Name one, please. That was cute as it can get. That was like it. That
Every day when he wakes up
That guy's married.
and puts himself together, it's something cute.
Thank you, Alan.
debatable. Every morning for the past 10 years, I've been texting my girlfriend, good morning, in different ways. I never miss a day. What about you?
Oh, that's cute. In the past like months, I've tell my girlfriend good morning every morning, so I don't have to text her. I just tell her.
Wow. That was disrespectful. All right, Alan.
I feel like I should go.
All right, lover boys. Jackasses.
All right, Alan.
No, you're good. I love you guys. All right, Alan, forever. I'll see you there. Saturday. Coverage.
Bye. Bye.
Later. See you Saturday.
This is Johnny Walker.
We're trying to do something
Johnny Walker Blue Label.
with the podcast where we kind of have start having a highlight a local player anywhere around the world, right?
Yeah.
Each week we want to highlight, and I think it'd be a cool idea if we're still coming up with the name for it, but if you have a player that you want to highlight this week, and then I have a different player that's from San Diego, it can be from any league, that we say, oh, this was the highlight San Diego player of the week. If you had to pick one right now, this is not the start of the segment. We're still coming up with the name. Who would you pick right now?
I don't know. There's this kid, Xavi Nalati. He plays for San Diego Loyal. He actually had a great performance. I just want to hear here.
Ball across, and it's in! It's in!
That's cool. So my idea with the segment is we can't have the same player each week.
Well, we're gonna run out players like immediately.
Well, no, every week is going to be different. My highlight player of the week would probably be Mia Official, who got her national team debut.
Mine would be Christina Birkenroad,
Who got hurt.
injured.
Culero.
Sorry, Christina. Get well. Hey, Max. Saludos, cabrones. Hello.
Michael Freeze, I missed your announcement.
Missed
Tony.
my announcement. I mean,
Go back, rewind.
okay, it's just
Scroll all
I
the way
retired
back and you'd be
from
be able to
professional
see it.
football.
No,
I
but
can't get
it.
it.
It was a nice monologue.
It was off the top of the heart. You had
I
no
could
idea. You had
tell.
no idea I
I
was
had
doing
no
that.
idea. I was scared. Turned off the lights. He said, after this, turn on the lights.
I didn't say anything. It was just a clap button.
Other news here around San Diego: Shannon McMillan is vice president of community relations in San Diego Wave. So another member of San Diego Loyal now moving on to other things. So that's going to be a good boost for San Diego Wave. Shannon's been doing great jobs at 1886 initiative, 83 initiative, 6 that was began. Pasaron
numbers,
como dos,
yeah.
but maybe that lives through. But good moves. Shannon was part of our team, 2 balls and a par at a foot golf tournament.
2 balls under par.
Eso. On a par. On a par. You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, I mean, other than that, there's not a lot more.
We got our ass kicked in fantasy football by Drew.
Drew Steck.
That was pretty much it. I don't know what else you want
exactly.
to add, Tony.
Yeah, take that. If you want to take anything here, Mr. Michael Ferry, Duran can sleep tight now, knowing that I'm not going for his job for now. No, for now. It's just over. It's over now.
That's sad.
It is. I mean, it
That's
really
sad.
is.
This whole past almost 4 years, everyone's been rooting for you to get a somewhat of a professional contract or a one-day
That's
contract.
the end. No more joking
No
around.
more joking
Nobody
around about that.
jokey.
No more. Hector cannot make the comments, hey, this guy's ready if you need a goalkeeper.
Yeah, no.
No
It's
more.
over. He was actually the one, like, he was following really closely on like, what the
Yeah,
announcement was. It was weird.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were actually very, very nervous of what you were going to say. I mean,
That's very interesting. All right, guys. So we're just gonna go ahead and take it here. I've been awake for almost 24 hours.
yeah, go get some sleep.
I'm tired. San Diego Loyal, San Diego Punto Futbol, San Diego Football Club, whatever that team's going to be called, coming to you from the finest city in America, San Diego, California. My name is Tony Sanchez, along with Alejandro Chiva Villaseñor. Until next time,
Have a good night, everyone.
season's greetings.